welcome to Making Mindfulness Fun. In this video, we're sharing everything you need to know about having a North Node in Aries and a South Node in Libra. Hello and welcome back to Making Mindfulness Fun. My name's Gabi. I'm Isabelle. We're here to help you live your purpose and be the hero of your story. So in this series, we're diving into what it means to have North Node in each sign. In this video, we're talking about what it means to have a North Node in Aries, which also correspondingly means that by default, having a North Node in Aries, you have a South Node in Libra. So I'm going to give you a really quick background on what it means to have a North Node and a South Node in the first place, in case this is the first time you're hearing these terms. So there's a good chance that if you're looking at this video right now, you have discovered that you have a placement in your natal chart, your astrological chart, your birth chart, that is called your North Node and your South Node. Now, North Node and South Node are tied together. You always have a South Node in Libra if you have a North Node in Aries. And so your North Node in your astrological birth chart essentially represents the mountains that you're here to climb, your path to growth in this lifetime. It often represents our karmic growth too, which is what we'll touch on in a second. But on the other end of the spectrum is our South Node. It's the opposite. Now, these two zodiac signs, whatever opposite zodiac signs, always have a common theme. But the South Node archetype for our chart represents our gifts, our skill set, and our talents, but it's also the things that we're good at that we overuse to a fault. It's the part of us that's like, I'm so good at this, so I'm just going to always be like this, but it often becomes something that we overdo. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the North Node kind of represents, it's our path to growth, but it's also what feels really hard and scary for us to embrace and step into. But your North Node, as the path to growth, as the mountains that you're here to climb, represents not only your path to purpose and living in that sense of a meaningful life and stepping into that obstacle that feels scary, but when you step into your North Node, that obstacle is actually an opportunity to have your most fulfilling experiences in life, because when you do something that is challenging, you feel an immense sense of fulfillment and energetic expansion, and that's the other benefit that happens when you step into your North Node. I like to think of it like a seesaw. When we're in our South Node, we're putting all of our energy into this side of the seesaw, but if we just take a few small steps into our North Node, we create an energetic cohesiveness in our energetic being that literally makes it so we can manifest and attract the things that we want faster and easier. Right, and as Gabi vaguely touched on, but what I want to touch on more is that whether you believe in reincarnation or not, another aspect you should know about the North and South Nodes is that the South Node tends to represent our past life karma. This is an energy we mastered in our past life that now limits us now, and the North Node is what our path to growth is and our highest frequency we can embrace in this lifetime. So one of the main themes of someone who has a North Node in Aries is learning to embrace the energy of independence. Aries is the archetype of the starter. They're the first sign of the zodiac. They represent the moment we come out of the womb and first initiate into the world. It also corresponds with the first house in astrology, which is all about the self and the identity. The moment you come out of the womb, you are a being in this earth, and so you have a unique traits. You are your sovereign being. You're not connected to anything else. You are independent. And so there's a lot of themes around independence for the North Node in Aries. Naturally, a South Node in Libra in this lifetime can struggle with wanting to be connected to people very extremely, because Libra values harmony, they value collaboration, and so these people are naturally drawn towards connecting and collaborating with other people, sometimes to the point where they lose themselves a little bit. They believe that they only have value with other people, and so these people can be very friendly growing up, seeming to get along with everyone potentially, or at least always seeking out harmonious means. Even if they have a louder sun sign potentially, they want harmony and they want to be connected. So your path to growth in this lifetime overall is to learn what it means to be independent, and can you have a fulfilling life as a sovereign being standalone? We were actually just doing a meditation by Moon Omens, and they were talking about imagining being the only person in the world by yourself. And this is a theme that a person with a South Node Libra and a North Node Aries can kind of ponder, because they can naturally think that they want to connect with people. But what would it be like to be the only person in the world? And how could you find fulfillment with that, adding a little bit of that attitude into your life now and thinking, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to carve my own path. I'm going to do whatever it is that sets my heart on fire, regardless of who joins me, and just chase my desires, because I can be sovereign, I can be independent, and still have value in this lifetime. One of the empowering messages for North Node in Aries to be able to step into that North Node path for growth is to think about the idea of walking your own path and being the hero of your story. Now, we help everyone to be that hero of their story, but I think that resonates almost even more so for someone with the North Node in Aries, because that in and of itself, to be the center stage of your own life, is not going to come easy to you. That feels like selfishness. It feels like it's not what's right. It also might feel scary, like to step into your own, that you're the creator of your happiness, that you're responsible for your for everything that's happened to you in your life, that you're responsible for your future. That can also feel scary. And so there's a level of, like Isabelle describes as sovereignty, but also thinking about yourself as the main character of your life that you have to step into. Thinking about what makes you you instead of what other people think of you or how other people would describe you. How would you describe yourself? Who is the person that you want to be as the expression of you, not how you're being perceived from the other way in. This is about you choosing how you're walking out into the world instead of waiting for the mirror to reflect back on you and see what other people are telling you that you are. How can you step into this aspect, and how can you start to consider what is the next step on your hero's journey? And I encourage everyone to think about this, but I think if you have a North Node in Aries, think about what is something that you want. Every hero's journey has to start with something that you want. Think about what you want, not what other people want, because as a South Node in Libra, you're probably going to be, you've maybe gone through your whole life adapting to what other people have wanted or have let other people tell you what you should want. But what is it that you truly want? And it can be something small, it can be something grand, I don't care what it is. It can be what you're eating for dinner tonight. Start with some desire, and from that standpoint, act as if you are the main character. And how are you going to obtain that thing that you want? Of course, you're not going to do it from a space of causing harm to others. That's not a heroic thing to do. But you're already in that natural inclination towards always adapting to being nice to other people. But maybe step into a small aspect of selfishness, because in the process of you being selfish and going after what you want, you'll actually be able to fill your tank more, to have overflowing energy and abundance to be able to offer to other people from a true place of selflessness.
Right, and two notes I want to add on what Gabi said is, first off, it can be really scary, especially for all of us, but especially for a North Node Aries, to go after what they want, because there's a fear that I think a lot of us feel of going so hard after what they want and then realizing it's not what they wanted, and there's a fear of getting stuck there. And so here's your reminder that you always believe that you can change at the flip of a dime. You can change your path at any moment and go after what you want. The universe is divinely guiding you towards getting what you want, and you're destined to have what you desire. So for North Node Aries, think about what you at least want right now. It doesn't have to be something grand like Gabi said, and it doesn't have to be permanent. Just chase what you know that you want now, and when you realize that that might not be what you want anymore, feel free to change. The second note I wanted to add is, I think it's really powerful for North Node and Aries to know their numerology life path. We talk about this more on Be the Hero, so if you want to find out more about finding your numerology, look into that. But generally, based off of your day of birth, you have a number combination that decides what your life purpose is and what energies you need to learn to embrace. And I think this is really powerful for North Node and Aries, because they can have trouble knowing what it is they exactly want or what it is they're here to do as an independent being, as the hero of their story, and that numerology combination can give them a directory.
Now, people with a North Node in Aries, a lot of times I have met people who have North Nodes in Aries and also tend to have an 8 in their numerology life path. And I find this very interesting because this is definitely reaffirms the possibility that it's all karmically connected, the whole numerology idea and North Node idea. Because both of those things mean that you are here to assert yourself as a leader. So this is another aspect of North Node and Aries. And this, we talk about this in all of our North Node series videos, but your North Node, the path to growth for you as a North Node, depends a lot on what house it's in your astrological chart, okay? So if you have a North Node in, say, your 4th house, it means maybe you have to be more of a leader and care about your own needs within the family unit. Or so maybe if, as a parent, you have to assert yourself more. Or maybe you just have to do more about what you want. But then there's other aspects, if you have it in your 10th house, then this has nothing to do with your family. It can a little bit, but it has a lot to do with your career and the way you're taking leadership in your career. But the general gist is that whatever area of your life that this house falls into, you need to be a leader in that area of your life. And this can be scary for a lot of people. I also know a lot of people who with North Nodes tend to fall into Enneagram 5-7 spectrum. And these people struggle with, Isabelle already mentioned this, actually taking action, because they're so worried that they're going to take action and it's going to be the wrong decision. And so if you have a North Node in Aries, you have to embrace a little bit of that impulsivity of an Aries too. An Aries, the archetype of an Aries is the one who goes after it and just charges. It's like the warrior, right? And the warrior goes after it and is not worried and not thinking about the projected possibility that they might die in battle. They're going after it with full courage. And so embracing that leadership and a little bit of impulsivity in the fact that when you have that calling and you have that little inkling of motivation and that feeling, that emotional feeling of I want this thing, you have to go after it. That's your path to growth, taking action on that and letting the butterfly lead you to a place of leadership and even some level of authoritarianism, because normally you're someone who is so harmonious, always just trying to get along, always trying to do what the people around you are wanting you to do, and that's great. You probably have cultivated great relationships because of that, but your purpose here in life is not to stay in that role of appeasing the people around you. It's about you being the hero, taking the lead, and going after something grandiose, even if you're going to change it in a week or a month or a year or a decade.
If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below and let us know what else you struggle with as a North Node Aries and how you found it helpful. What ways have you found to step into your North Node Aries growth? And if you want to just do more than take in this information and, sit on it, and, South Node and Libra, you might have a tendency to just not want to take action. If you need help taking that action and being the hero of your story, join our membership, Be the Hero, in the link in the description below, where we're showing up every day to teach you about your personality type, including, and especially so, your North Node. So we're walking you through it and inspiring you and nurturing you every day in the process of stepping into your North Node. And if you're new to astrology and you don't really know exactly even what a big three is, and you just pulled your chart and it sounded interesting to learn about the North Node, hit the link below to get my free birth chart workbook, where I teach you how to decode your soul's unique energetic imprint using your main parts of your astrological birth chart, so that you can actually apply the information, not just take in the information. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos on the North and South Nodes.
Namaste.
Namaste.